Welcome back, Patriots. And I'm going to be talking about this law that just passed here in California. Yours truly, home state. SB, Senate Bill 45. And it protects sexual predators. You know what really ticks me off is I recorded this video like hours ago, but I forgot to hit the record button. And then when I was done, I was like, all right, let me format and upload it. And it was just like, I was like, oh shoot, I didn't even hit the record button. So it was just me just speaking for like 30 minutes. Not a professional, folks. And right after that, I was like, you know what? I'm taking a nap. Like, but let's take a look at it now. Red alert, California. PEDO Amnesty Bill SB-145 coming to a vote. Call assembly member to stop it now. Dear California, mass resistance members and allies, I cannot believe that it has come so dark and dank in the halls of Sacramento. A terrible piece of legislation, SB 145. Did I say 141? I might have said that. SB 145. I don't know why I was thinking 141. Passed out of the Senate last year and made it as far as the Senate Assembly Appropriations Committee. If you can't get on board with that, I don't know where your mind is, folks. Isn't it? Children are our future. Why would we want to compromise them in any type of way? Be it schooling, being it at the home front. Because it starts at the home front. You know, you let your kids go to these institutions that are supposedly educating them. But what are they really teaching them in the end game? Do they gain any value out of it? What type of information are they being fed? And it's just things that, you know, the average normal American person doesn't even think about it. They don't think about that. They're like, yeah, just go to school. Here you go. But do these parents actually know exactly what is being taught to their children? You're basically sending them off to babysitters, right? Because the parents have to go to work, have to maintain their children's lives, put food on the table, But what are these kids being taught when you're not around? And these are just certain topics that, look, I don't have any children. Tell you the truth, I'm kind of glad the path I was led. Super Democrat, atheist. Now I'm on the right side. I've been brought back to God. I'm not a perfect person, you know. I'm not. I still have to bunch of healing to do, like nothing hardcore. Like I don't do hardcore drugs or anything like that. It's just finding myself, and I think this is the way. Me making these videos, even though nobody watches them, I get like what, 20 views tops, and that's fine with me. I'm just trying to share information, a message. You know, if you find it of value, that's super cool. I started this channel about a month ago. About like it's almost about 2 months, and I have like 140 subscribers now. What? And it's kind of cool that people actually watch, you know, and maybe appreciate what I have to say, because this is just my 2 cents on certain topics like that. Sorry for ranting there. If this legislation passes and becomes law, it would allow these people to prey on youths, have sex with them, and then be able to avoid registering as sex offenders. This is nothing short of disgusting. The pretended reasons for this legislation is equity, per openly guilty or openly gay LGBTQ activist Senator Scott Wheeler. Under current law, a man who has sex with a minor of the opposite sex, if the age difference between the two is less than 10 years and the sexual encounter is consensual, can avoid registering on the sex offenders registry. In contrast, these people who have sex with a minor engage in or sex and therefore do not enjoy any such safeguard. These are clear-cut technical explanations for this bill is all about. The real consequences, of course, is that men can prey on adolescent boys for sex, and then they can get out of registering as sex offenders by claiming, well, it was consensual. right. Here's more information on this terrible bill and what resistance has been able to accomplish so far. Click here. I'll open that up. Okay. I always forget the second screen. Like, I have to like look at both of them because then I'll be reading something and then it's not on that screen, that's the screen that's recording over there, which is my TV. My computer monitor is just my control center. So I constantly have to be like, whoop, 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 whoop. It's not easy doing this, folks. Like, people think, oh, it's easy to make YouTube videos. It's not easy, dude. Like, if you want to make them, like, I'm surprised I was even able to just do it how I do, because I do one recording, dude. I just hit record and I just go. It helps when I have my stories lined up in the tabs below on my monitor, and sometimes I just wing it and I'm gonna do this like right off the bat. No, I need to be a little more organized, folks. Not gonna lie, dude. But it really isn't that easy just to be like, oh, I'm gonna make videos and stuff. It's time consuming. Even for just making like a 30-minute video, it's time consuming. A 30-minute video will take you like an 8-hour day of just you trying to find the right things and information and stuff like that. Sorry for the rant. And I forgot where I was. Oh, okay, yeah. Left off here. This bill is nothing short of P word or predator amnesty. This is no good. It needs to be stopped at all costs. This is nothing short of disgusting, that's short of evil, and that is saying a lot considering how bad it has gotten in the halls of Sacramento in the state legislature. There is still time for us to stop this terrible piece of legislation. We need everyone to contact their state assembly members as soon as possible. You can find your state assembly member using the link below. And I will pin this in my description after this video is over. The link that comes up will direct you to your assembly member's website, and the contact information will be listed there. Above all, please contact the Speaker of the Assembly, Anthony Rendon, and tell him not to give the bill a floor vote. Look, there's nothing wrong with. This is a hard one to go over through, folks. I think I'm getting even more heated now that I found a little more articles on about it and stuff. Part of the LGBT movement's larger goals, repealing age of sexual consent laws. Other pro-family groups seemed afraid to take this on. A huge nightmare for parents is that their young teenage boys might be lured into that stuff. Now, if there's anything wrong with it, you know, I'm not against it. Just don't prey on children. Let them grow up, and then if they decide to live that lifestyle, that's their choice, and that's perfectly fine. But let them grow up first. Don't try to persuade them, manipulate, brainwash them that, hey man, you want to do this stuff? There's a huge difference right then and there. A child is very easily manipulated. You feed them things, keep feeding them ideas, and then they're going to grow up to be like, no, this is what I was told. Right? And at times when they've been fed certain information for so many years, it's going to be unstoppable for you to be like, hey man, you know, you're kind of wrong there. They're going to believe it's true, whatever they believe in, because they've been planted with that seed, and they just won't. As much facts, as much things you tell them, they're going to be like, no, you are wrong. They're not going to You won't be able to change their minds as much as you try. And that's why I have a huge issue with the schooling system, the indoctrination in colleges, dude. I have friends who think I'm insane just for supporting Trump, and I've had friends that don't even talk to me anymore. It sucks. It really does, dude. But these are the type of people that once you go through a system of indoctrination, you won't. It's like you're so indoctrinated that you can't believe any other side, even if that side could be the truth. It's a huge problem. I mean, it and then you can even break it down to TV. You know? What do you watch on TV? CNN. You hear this and that. Orange Man bad. So you're like, yeah, Orange Man bad. When he's completely the opposite of what you're being presented. Because they're not going to tell you the truth. It's called propaganda. Controlled opposition. 6 media corporations own everything you watch on TV. 6. Don't you call that a monopoly? 6 corporations own all the media you watch on TV. And I'm totally going off topic here. Oh, shoot. I see. I can't go back and review it, but I wasn't sure if you guys were watching the article and hearing me. Well, obviously the camera's still on. I don't know if like. Well, obviously you guys heard what I had to say, right? It just it would just be really dumb if I didn't show it. But anywho, who gives a shit, right? I don't give a. That's how I do it on this channel. I don't care. Raw information, folks. And don't judge me if I like misspell corporations. Oops. Yeah, I guess I can play this. Why not? Who cares? I think I already cheesed it, right? Okay. I keep forgetting I have to look at that screen
6 companies own 90% of the media that is consumed by the people in America. You are looking at these 6 companies right here, and you've seen every one of them: GE, News Corp, Disney, Viacom, Time Warner, and CBS. Now there's a big move that's about to take place, and you can see all the notable properties that these companies own and run. You can see here Fox under News Corp. And you can see right here that there may be a merger here between Fox and Time Warner, which would reduce the major Hollywood studios to 5 from 6. So same power, but they would essentially be shifting power into one company. So just wanted to point out the fact that just like, the world we live in, controlled by a handful, the same goes for the media. These same outlets, soon to be 5, are controlling every single thing that you take in. And you think you have a choice in flipping through the news stations. It's like choosing Coke or Pepsi. It all goes back to the same beast in the end. So I just wanted to point it out. I'll leave a link as always. Until next time, it's been Tapu 7. Peace.
There you go, folks. Not 6 anymore. Apparently it's going to be 5. And they control everything you see, everything you like, any kind of entertainment that you watch on your TV. Think about it. It's called programming for a reason. Watch this program. Broadcasting. Casting. Their casting literally spells over you, desensitizing you with all of this garbage stuff that they put out there on their channels. It's like, when is it gonna... I am so glad and happy that I stopped watching TV like 3 years ago. I can't stand it anymore. All of the TV shows, all the demonic stuff they put out there on Netflix. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to just point these things out. But then people are out there saying, no, this is so cool, man. No, dude. It's not. They're just like, stay asleep, people. Stay asleep. Don't wake up. You don't have to wake up. Don't wake up. Trust me, it's all fine. No. It's not fine. We're literally living in the Matrix. Watch that movie again. It'll make a lot more sense. Follow the white rabbit. Wake up. Blue pill or red pill? It's not that hard, folks. Not that hard. I'm just one simple voice, dude, that is just putting this out there. Like I said, I'm not even like a professional or anything like that. I'm just me, myself. I don't have to do this. But it's just information that I think people need to know about. And look, I don't know. Nobody even likes my channel, dude. I'm surprised that I have even more than 100 subscribers. That's my most, like, whoa. I'm like, okay. Little me. Little me. Alright, I went over my marker here. Okay, got where I was at. Gosh darn it. These people, adults, mingling with children. Unfortunately, it's no longer in the shadows. State-sanctioned events that allow adult those people to mingle with teenagers and younger children has become a disturbing trend. Public schools routinely steer young teenage boys and young ladies who are unaware of their sexuality to Gay Straight Alliance Club's annual LGBT youth dances and so-called youth pride events that all have hideous, I'm just gonna say, I don't care anymore, homosexual men involved, often as official chaperones. The results are often tragic. Merging underage youth with adults is now becoming an official part of the annual adult gay pride events in many cities. For example, last year, LA Pride and the Los Angeles LGBT Center are once again hosting the free youth pride dance for folks 24 and younger to kick off a LA Pride Weekend 2019. This circus-themed party will include food, drinks, non-alcoholic giveaways, and so much more. Frightening attempt to change the law in California. The LGBT movement in California is now attempting to push and envelop in even further this session. Openly gay state Senate Scott Wiener introduced a frightening bill, SB-145, in the legislature. Currently in California, if an adult age 18 over or has sexual relations with a teenager age 14, 17, and the age difference between them are less than 10 years, then the adult is not required to be registered as a sex offender. But if the adult has homosexual relations with a teenager, then he is required to be registered as a sex offender. This rightfully recognizes the depraved and destructive character of homosexual sex, both physical and mental, and how it affects a child's much more than profoundly. This disparity has long angered the homosexual movement, which has always been obsessed with getting access to young teenagers and with being seen as normal. SB-45 would eliminate that distinction for homosexual sex. Thus, adult homosexuals could prey on young teenagers sexually, as happens so much, and not to be considered sex offenders. Many have called it the Sex Offender Freedom Act. What in the... What did I just read, dude? Are these... Weiner represents one of the most LGBT districts in the county. The entire city and county of San Francisco, California. He is one of the most vocal members of California's LGBT Legislative Caucus and aggressively pushes groundbreaking LGBT legislation. Yeah, like that's normal. Yeah, okay. Gosh. The bill started out very strong. Weiner introduced SB-45 in January 2019 at the beginning of the current 2-year legislative session. It began in the state senate of one of the pro-LGBT in the county. The bill quickly gained momentum, and mass resistance jumped into the battle. This is another one of those situations where various pro-family groups raised the alarm and complained, but mass resistance was actually on ground with people direct confrontational action, and it paid off. To start, California mass resistance began a full court press on Senator Weiner's office with letters, emails, phone calls, etc. from across the state to urge him to stop the bill. The California mass resistance team in his district even attended Senator Weiner's town hall event in San Francisco to personally communicate to him their outrage. But early on, California mass resistance could see that the best strategy was not to focus on the Senate, but to begin pressuring the state assembly, similar to the House of Representatives in other states. In March, April, and May of 2019, California mass resistance activists throughout the state targeted key assembly members in their districts. They even showed up at the Assembly Speaker's Town Hall event in his district. Oops. For most of those assembly members, it is rare that the pro-family conservatives in California actually show up and demonstrate their fierce opposition to the bill. The legislators are not used to it at all. It clearly had a pretty big effect. As expected, SB 45 sailed through 3 Senate committees on May 28, 2019. It passed the full Senate 25-3. From there, SB 45 went to the state assembly. California mass resistance stepped up the pressure even more, and things quickly started to slow down for SB 145. On July 10th, it was approved that the Assembly's Public Service Committee and was sent to the Appropriations Committee, where it was basically grounded to a halt. There was a committee hearing set for August 30th, 2019 that was postponed. Nothing further has happened with it. Right now, during the continued COVID-19 situation, the California legislature is moving at a pretty much on snail pace. And constitutionally, the entire session must end for good on August 31st, 2020. It's looking like SB-145 likely won't be passed, but mass resistance is continuing to pressure the Appropriations Committee and the rest of the Assembly not to let adult prey on children. We have a feeling that they're getting pretty tired of us, and we like it that way. But make no mistake, without strong pro-family pressure, this bill would probably have passed and signed into law last year. Mass resistance will continue to be vigilant and on the ground ready for action. Just kind of skimming through the photos so you guys can watch it. I'd usually just save them and then show them and then zoom in, but these are pretty okay. So there you go, folks. This was so lengthy. I didn't expect it to be this long. I thought I could cap it at 20 minutes, but I went way, way, way farther than my time. I kind of went on a side note and stuff, and I don't like doing that, but it's just whenever you go down these researching holes, like you'll find something connects to something else, and I'll try to be a little more efficient on my videos, but yeah, that's the gist of SB 145, Senate Bill 145. Gives these creepers a little more wiggle room, right, to say. On that note, thank you for watching for watching. God bless you all. Where we go one, we go all. Worldwide. Till the next one, folks. Bye-bye.